What is the stock market not understanding here?
So we don't really look at the stock price. What we try to do is build a fantastic business that we'll be proud to own decades from now, and we're focused on convenience and value for the consumer. So we have a unique distribution model where we go directly from the factory to the customer, and we're able to pass on some of those savings to the customer. And on top of that, we are able to deliver parts quickly to them, usually within 1 or 2 days, which is what the customer expects. So we're really focused on building a great business, and the stock market can be irrational at times, and we don't really pay attention to that too much.
All right, well, that's probably a healthy attitude to take towards the stock market because, as you say, it can sometimes throw a lot of head fakes in there. Is it your ambition to be the Amazon of car parts?
Who wouldn't want to be the Amazon of anything, right? So, again, we're really focused on building a fantastic business, and we have a unique proprietary catalog that we've invested 2 million man hours into building that allows us to essentially provide the right part for the customer, for the customer's vehicle. On top of that, we're getting closer and closer to the customer because they expect to receive their parts quickly. Amazon has actually trained them to expect their parts in 2 days, and now it's same-day shipping. So we're going to continue building out our distribution so that we get closer and closer to the customer to solve their problem of them not being able to get back on their own.
So two questions. Who is your customer? Are they individuals, people who want to repair their own cars, or are they professionals who are in the business of a body shop, a mechanic shop? And second, where do you source your parts?
Yeah, so the first question is our primary customer is a do-it-yourself individual consumer. Actually, there are two segments in our market. There's a do-it-yourself customer, and then there is a do-it-for-me. That's a customer that's showing up at the shop. What we've seen historically is that the shops wouldn't actually install the parts that the customer would bring in, but now the customer can source their own parts and then bring them in to the shop to do the repair. So we've seen that trend kind of accelerate. The fastest growing segment of the market is a do-it-for-me, where a customer sources their own parts. And then we don't really do a lot of sales to big shops. So that's not really the focus for us. Our focus is the individual consumer.
So I might, as a consumer, show up with a new transmission for my Mazda and ask a shop to install it.
Yes.
Yes, and they will.
Historically,
or they might.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the shops don't have enough occupancy of their base, and so the average shop is busy only 40% of the time. And so we've seen this trend kind of accelerate, where the shop will forego the profit that they make on the part and make it up in labor, but they're keeping the bay occupied. And so similar to what happened in tires, where Tire Rack went to Firestone and got a deal done where they shipped the tires to a Firestone location. Firestone sells tires themselves, but the occupancy wasn't as high. We're seeing the same trend play out in auto parts as well.
I would guess that you've been helped a little bit by the pandemic and by people having more time at home and being a little wary of going to a repair shop. Once the pandemic is back under control, do you believe that the trend toward this do-it-yourself or do-it-for-me buyer will be an enduring one, or would you expect that some people will go back to old habits and go to a shop instead of patronizing your business?
That's a great question. So the pandemic accelerated three broad trends in our industry. First, a shift from do-it-for-me to do-it-yourself. And we usually see that as people try to save money. And as repair gets demystified by YouTube and other sources that you can go to look up how to fix a car, we really see that the trend to DIY really accelerates. The second is a shift from offline to online. And historically, our industry is extremely underpenetrated in terms of online sales. And usually once people discover value and convenience of shopping online, they don't usually go back to the old way of shopping. We've seen this in numerous other industries. And the last trend is going away from public transportation and more into personal mobility.
Right.
And if you look at the reporting from major dealerships, they've all reported huge improvement in sales of used cars, which is great for our business going forward.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.